started, we can get started with, did you want to start with the garden area? Or explain where the farm is and Miss Nancy? Oh, we lost her.
Come on,
It's a beautiful day for field trip today. I'm so glad you guys all joined us. It's a hot day, right? Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. We're so happy to see all these people on today.
This is so exciting for me too.
Thank you.
So I think I have this figured out now. So what we'll do is we're going to walk alongside the greenhouse, and what we have here are our strawberries, and they're growing nicely. I had picked a whole bunch yesterday, but you can see they're starting to get red, and they're growing.
Do you guys like strawberries? Can you give a thumbs up if you do? Yeah.
And these are good because you can pick them and you can eat them right from here too, which is kind of fun. We'll come back later and maybe pick some of those. So we're going to walk all the way to the back. We have some equipment here. This is a big backhoe in case Allison's grandfather needs to dig anything up. And then back here we have beehives. And I'm not going to get too close, but I was told if I go around to one side, you ought to be able to see the bees going in and out. And the bees are very happy right now because they like the warm weather and they like the sunshine. And so we have 3 beehives. Oh, yep, they're very busy right now. And they're not, honeybees are very nice. I don't know, can you see the bees at the little door down there?
Bottom, yeah.
There's a whole bunch over here. And then this is a different hive, and there's a whole bunch, and they go in and out. And then inside the hive, okay, I'm gonna step back because they're starting to come to me. And this is what the 3 of them look like. So there's 1, 2, 3 hives. And what they do is they make honey all during the season. And then we get to use the honey to eat. And it's really, really good. So
my name's Mrs. McKenna. I'm Allison's stream teacher. And last year she brought us a special treat from your farm. It was something that came from inside of the beehive. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Tell them about that.
Oh, okay. So the bees also, they make a thing called honeycomb. And that's where the honey will accumulate. And it's, I don't think we have any hanging out here, but that's what's inside the hives. And that's where the honey will build up and build up. And then you actually can squeeze the honey out of the honeycomb. Oh, that's a good shot of, that's the 3 beehives. Very, very busy bees today. So they go out and they go to flowers and plants, and they get pollen and other things from those flowers, and they bring it back. And that's what makes the honey taste so good, because it's fresh honey from fresh flowers. So it's extra good.
Thank you, Miss Nancy.
Okay, do we want to go see some gardens and pigs?
Thumbs up, guys, if you want to, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna look at this. We'll go through the greenhouse in a little bit, but over here we have our outside garden, and oh, these got very big. These are pumpkin plants that won't be ready until the fall, but those are pumpkins, and other things are just starting to sprout. And we have a fence around to keep the little critters out, like the bunnies and the woodchucks, because they like to come in and eat fresh vegetables. Do you guys like fresh vegetables?
I
I
said
do.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I like vegetables.
That's good. So here we are over on this side. Okay. We're gonna oh, and you're gonna get to see Geo the farm dog too. Are you gonna feed the pigs now? Okay.
Where's the dog?
The dog is a special dog. He's a farm dog, and his job, he's a little silly because he's still young, but his job is to protect the chickens from things that might hurt them, like foxes or, okay, we'll come back out here and see these guys. So we're gonna walk through the turkey barn. There's Allison's Grampy walking through the turkey barn. Okay. We're gonna look for eggs too.
Eggs? I
Oh,
don't see them.
There's the turkeys.
Oh my god.
Turkeys like it when you talk to them, right?
Turkeys? Turkeys. Wow, they're so cute. Turkey.
I got in my pocket. See, and here's Geo the farm dog.
Hello, Gio.
Yup. And so he's a special kind of a dog. And his stop sit buddy. Oh, he's being silly. Yup, he thinks he's gonna help with the pigs. All right. He does like cookies though. So Grampy brings him cookies. Or Farmer Bruce as we call him. Okay, here, buddy. I'm gonna give him a yup.
why do you need a dog on the farm? Can you tell us what he's there for?
Oh, he's there to protect the chickens because sometimes things will hurt chickens like a hawk or a fox, and his job is to scare them away. And he's still young, so he's on a long leash, like a really, really long leash, because when they're young, they're still a little playful and like to play with the chickens. And the chickens really don't like that too much. So it allows him to protect the chickens, but it also allows the chickens to get away from him if they have to. So sometimes he's good with them. Like they've gotten very close to him and that's all good, but sometimes he gets too frisky. Oh, and
So
here's,
that's how a dog protects the chickens?
yes, absolutely. Oh, there's the pigs.
Oh, they're cute.
Yup. Here, Farmer Bruce is
Pigs.
feeding them. He's feeding them. They're funny.
Oh my God.
Urban friends can raise their hand and tell us something they notice or they observe about the pigs. So look closely at those pigs and raise your hand if you can tell us something you see with your eyes or maybe you hear. Ignacio, what do you see with your eyes or what do you hear?
Well, the colors are different, and
Their colors are different. You're right. Miss Nancy, are they different?
Ignacio.
Well, I didn't hear
They
you
have
were asking.
spots.
Some of them have spots, and I don't know if you can tell, but some of them are looking a little muddy. Can you see that? And what that's from is I think they've kind of used up their mud puddle, but oh, there's a mud puddle on the far end. But they like to cool off. They'll go in the shade and dig a hole, or they'll go in a mud puddle, and that's how they stay cool, and that keeps them healthy also by staying cool in mud. And that's why they look a little wet on their back end. It's like suntan lotion, yep. Keeps them good. And this is their little hut that they live in. They go in there at night and go to sleep.
How many pigs are there?
4 pigs.
Yup. There's 4. And they like to eat. That's their favorite thing to do.
Miss Nancy, we have a couple of questions. Do you mind if I call on a student?
No, go right ahead.
Gabby, what's your question?
My question is, How small do they start as?
How small were they? They were very tiny when we first got them. They were only 25 pounds apiece. It's like a small dog. And now they're probably about 110, 125 pounds. So, and they're still young. They'll keep growing right through about October.
Does anyone else have a question about the pigs? Raise your hand if you have something you'd like to ask.
I have a question.
Talking. Is that Noemi?
Yes, it's me.
Question, honey.
What do pigs eat?
So the pigs are eating special grain that's designed for pigs because it has all the vitamins and nutrients that they need. And the other thing that we do that they love is we add in a liquid that's called whey, W-H-E-Y, that comes from our good friends who are very close by that have a goat farm. And they make cheese from their goats and their goat milk. So what they have left over is this stuff called whey, which is a white liquidy stuff. Here, Farmer Bruce is mixing the stuff right now for tomorrow morning's breakfast for them. And I don't know if you can see it, and he's mixing the bucket and he pours the whey in and they love it. This is like an extra treat for them. So we're able to do that for the pigs because we have these good neighbors and good friends who have this stuff called whey that's a byproduct of their cheese making. And we go and we pick the buckets of whey up a couple of times a week and we mix it in with the pig feed and they're happy. Oh, look, this pig is drinking.
Kind of like recycling or reusing.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Because otherwise they would be dumping the whey. They wouldn't be using it for anything. So it doesn't go to waste.
Joseph Talise, do you have a question?
How do the pigs sleep?
They go into their little pig hut. Farmer Bruce actually which is funny, he gets them, if they're not going in right away, he gets them to go in using dog biscuits. And they really like dog biscuits. So they'll go inside to get a dog biscuit and then he closes the door for them at night. So they're safe at night too. And they sleep in there. There's hay in there for them. It's just like a small barn. All right, you want to go for a walk and see if we have turkey eggs?
Yes.
How about we do that?
You know, Miss Nancy, we had a real treat. Allison a few weeks ago had, I think it was a turkey egg and a chicken egg, and she helped us so we could take a look at them.
I know. So let's see, because there was one sitting on the nest before. Oh, here's a chicken right there. She's scratching for grain. I think the turkey's off the nest now. That's the big Tom turkey. He's making a lot of noise and talking. Yep. So we have 3 hens and 1 Tom. So there's 3 girls and 1 boy. And we're going to take a walk down here to the end where the turkey hen was sitting earlier, and we're going to see if she laid an egg. And turkey eggs are very tasty. They're very good. Oh, yup. So here's her nest right there. And there's the turkey egg. See that? So that's the turkey egg. So we're going to take that. We're going to go, want to go check on chickens now and see if the chickens laid any eggs?
I would love to be able to compare the turkey egg and the chicken egg if you find a chicken egg.
Oh, absolutely. So we check the chicken eggs a couple of times a day. Oh, that little hen is making noise there. There she goes. How funny is that? He's pretty cool looking, right? Very nice turkeys. Okay. So the chickens have coops that they go into at night, but they also have outside runs, which if the weather's really bad, they don't like rain, they don't like a lot of wind, they definitely don't like snow. So when the weather's bad, they will stay in their runs anyway, the outside runs, but it gives them a lot of outdoor space and fresh air. But they like hanging out in here anyway, and they're doing a thing. If you can see there, they kind of burrow in the dirt, which is they dust bath, and they like doing that. And that's also a way of keeping them healthy because it helps to keep the bugs off of them actually. So that's kind of cool. And I don't know if you noticed, can you see there's different colored chickens?
Yes. Yep. All different types of chickens and breeds.
Yep. So different chickens lay different color eggs, which is very cool. So we're gonna put the turkey egg in.
And what are the color eggs that you've gotten are brown and green. Some chickens lay green eggs, and blue eggs, and also white eggs too, right?
Yep.
All colors.
See, those guys are hanging out in the shade. That's good. And by letting them out, the chickens really like to eat bugs. See, here's their inside, that's water. And this is their feeder, and we're inside the small coop. Up, here's a chicken egg. See that? I don't know if you can see through this, but it's actually green. This is a green egg. So can you see the difference in size between the turkey and the chicken egg?
Wow, maybe we could have a friend raise their hand and tell us something they notice. What's different about the turkey egg and the chicken? Raise your hand if you have an idea.
Oh, I think Ralph is raising his hand.
Ralph, hold on, let me go over.
I think that's what I see.
Ralph, go ahead, honey. Unmute yourself.
So the chicken egg is smaller than the turkey egg. And they're different colors as well.
Yeah.
The one is green, one of them is green, and I think the other one's white.
It's kind of like a light tan, and they usually have. Oh, I'm in the sun. That's kind of hard to see. There we go. That's better. And they have speckles, and the green you're not really seeing right now just because of the light. Yeah. Oh, let's go see. Look what's here.
Well, that was great. Thank you.
That was good. So we're in the big coop now, and there's a bunch of chickens laying. And sometimes they get upset. So here's what I use. See this? What is this? What is that? What's that look like?
It's an oven mitt.
It's like an oven mitt. Yeah, it's a mitten. It's a winter mitten, actually, because sometimes the chickens aren't happy. Oh, look what I found under the chicken. An egg. There's another one.
That one looks different, Miss Nancy.
Yes, it does. Let's see if we can get some. Oh, yep. So what color is that one, guys?
Raise your hand if you could see the color. Sienna?
It's tan.
Yup.
Sienna, I have a question for you. Why do you think they're all chickens, or we have chickens and turkeys, but why do they lay different color eggs? Go ahead, honey.
I think because they're different birds, and because maybe the different sizes of the birds, when they grow up, it will make, maybe it's because one looks bigger.
Yes.
It tells me my phone is overheating, and it's going to shut down.
Okay.
Miss Nancy, do you have a shaded area maybe that you can go into to show us? Gabby, would you like to get your question in before Miss Nancy's phone shuts off? Go ahead, honey.
Do they know to go to the bin when they want to lay an egg?
Do they know to go to the, yes. So they have the nesting bins that they were in, and when they're little, we kind of trained them to go into those bins where they were, and that's where they learn how to go in there. So when they're a little bit bigger, that's where they end up going.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to her.
Does anyone else have another question about the farm?
Maybe you can-
Go ahead, Brianna. What's your question, honey?
Too much of a question. It was that I wanted to tell you my baby cousin's name is Geo, just like the dog.
Oh, good connection, Brianna. Allison, I have a question, and you might be able to answer that question for me. Does Geo the farm dog sleep outside with the chickens, or does he come inside at night?
He comes inside at night.
Thank you. Raise your hand if you have another question. Maybe Allison could answer your question. Daniel?
Allison's leaving.
Unmute yourself.
Where's the baby chickens? Inside? In the house? Or in the...
Look at here.
Does the farm have cows?
Allison, can you tell us the answer to that question?
No, it doesn't.
What do we have?
We only have chickens, pigs, no horses, turkeys, and ducks.
Raise your hand if you have another question. Oh, Miss Nancy's here. I think she's muted, though.
Yeah, I think I'm unmuted now. Let me see if I can flip this around before I lose it again. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oops, sorry.
What was that?
Here we go. It says my phone's overheating again. So just these are chicks that we just got today. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to leave you guys, but it's been great visiting with you.
And so one of the things that we learned today with the baby chicks is that you have to put their beaks in the water to get them to drink water, just to learn how to drink water right away.
Those baby chicks are so cute.
They're actually called fluffies because I have a fluffy chicken that's even bigger and it's sassy like me. It's my chicken. I call her Fluffy.
The chick
Allison, can you tell the kids what's the most exciting thing about your grandparents having a farm?
It is that I get to see all the farm animals and all of the animals are so cute, even the babies. And also
the vegetables.
and
right?
the vegetables. So,
I like those strawberries. When you go there to pick strawberries, you better save some for me, okay?
okay.
And
I think that we saw a lot of really, really nice animals today, and we saw a nice farm. And it's so exciting to know so much about a farm and that there's so many different kinds of farm. I learned a lot about all those animals that lay different kinds of eggs. And Ralph, that was really good noticing. So I'm glad you were able to join us today. Ms. McKenna, did you want to ask any other questions about the farm, or Ms. Hatsopoulos or any other teachers?
Ms. Hatsopoulos, I know you have some experience with raising things like quail and ducks. Maybe you can ask Allison or, Miss Bryan a question.
So yes, so those babies that just hatched this morning, that was a nice surprise. Their baby feathers have a special name. Does anyone know what they're called? Allison, what are they called? You're on mute. Down feathers. So birds have 3 types of feathers, and the down feathers are the ones closest to their body that keep them warm. So those are not waterproof yet. So it's important for those chicks to stay dry until they grow their grown-up feathers in. And so I do have a question, Allison. Tell us something about getting maple syrup from the farm. How do you do that?
We tap the trees in the in the
In the winter,
in
yeah.
the winter, and then we make maple syrup.
And how about the honey?
The honey,
What happens when the weather gets warmer? That's when the sap comes out, right?
yeah, and with the honey,
Oh, with the honey?
we have to they take out the honey. They take out the honey, and then
We have honey here. You want to show
we
them?
have honey here. We can show you.
Oh, that's great. And do you have to wear something special to go get that honey?
A bee suit.
Say that again?
A beekeeper suit.
A beekeeper suit. Why do we think we need to wear a beekeeper suit?
So we can stay safe from the bees.
Exactly. Let's see the honey. That's a lot of honey.
It's
It is. And you can only take a certain amount of honey from the bees every year because why? What do the bees eat during the winter?
honey.
Yes.
If we took all of it away, then they can't go out in the cold and get more flowers because there won't be flowers and it would be too cold for them and they would die.
That's very interesting. I did not know that.
Can you put a thumbs up if you saw either Miss Kamola's post or Miss Hatsopoulos' post about animals camouflaging? Put a thumbs up if you saw that.
Did you see that?
No.
So one of the things I learned from all these virtual field trips is to start noticing more things in nature. And in the last 2 days, I saw a turtle who was camouflaged, the snapping turtle. And it's a good thing I saw him. If I stepped on him, he might have bit my toe off. And then today on my walk, I saw a camouflage bunny in the bushes. And I sent the pictures to Miss Kamola and Miss Hatsopoulos and Miss McKenna. Oh, it looks like Miss Nancy's back on. Can Miss Nancy hear us? Hi.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Who knew my cheap phone was not going to cooperate? But anyway, so there's the so these are the baby chicks. They're only a couple of days old. Maybe you can have them scoot back this way, Bruce. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, so they're just a couple of days old. There's 3 different types of chickens, and these when they grow up, they'll be egg layers for us, is what they're going to do. Because some of our other chickens are getting older. They're not really laying too many eggs anymore. So I wanted to be, this was our surprise that we had today. This was great because today they came and they come in the mail, which is kind of funny, but we get a call from the post office and this is the box that they come in. And we go to pick them up right away, like at 6:30 in the morning, we get a phone call. And these guys are funny. So they're only a few days old. They come by mail, and now they're happy living here in what's called a brooder for baby chicks. And when they get bigger, then they'll get to go in and meet the other chickens.
Miss Nancy, have you ever had chickens that have laid eggs and hatched into chicks on your farm, or do you get them from other farms?
No, we have an incubator. Actually, we have an incubator right now in our dining room. And we have turkey eggs in there. And so if those start to hatch, we'll record that and we'll send that for you guys to see. But we have done the chickens are easier to hatch. Turkeys are a little fussy with their environment. But we haven't done chickens in a few years, but we have hatched some, yes.
So Miss Nancy, over the years at Gribbon School, we have hatched ducklings and chicks and quails.
Oh, fabulous. That's fun.
Quails are easy.
That's fun, yes. That's always fun to watch those hatch. That's so exciting.
And the quail eggs are so teeny tiny compared to the chick and the duck eggs.
See, and here's,
Oh,
yup. How cute is that, right?
Oh, when you point at the egg tooth on its beak, girls and boys, that's what it uses to crack the egg open.
Yeah.
It's a little tiny, it's like a little dagger, and then it falls off in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And they peep, you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this morning I thought,
Yep, they make a lot. Yeah, they make a lot of noise when they're in the box too. They're very excited to get out of the box.
Miss Nancy,
What?
are they the same color that they are now, or their color is going to change over time?
Their color will change a little bit. The ones that are black and yellow will be all black, and those are astrolorps. The ones that have, I don't know if you can see the one with the little dark spots on it. That's a Brahma, and that will have very fluffy feet and will turn white and have dark colors on it as well. And then the all yellow ones, they will be buff color. They'll be more like an orangey, but a very pale orange color. So there's 3 different types. Yep.
Miss Nancy, how many hours do you think that you and Mr. Bruce spend out taking care of those animals?
Well, he spends a lot more time than I do because he spends a lot of time in the greenhouse as well, which is good because we have really good food from that and we eat a lot of what we have here. But probably for me, maybe like 3 hours a day, and maybe for him, he's probably out there 5 hours a day, maybe. And it depends. Some days it's more. Some days he has to put his bee suit on, a special bee suit to check the bees, and that takes like an extra hour for him to do. You know, he goes and he checks the hives, and to do that, he has to put a suit on that in case the bees get angry with him. They won't sting him. So, so it depends on what we're doing. We have other people come and help with the pigs. And so this was his week to do the pigs. On Sunday, there'll be a new family that comes to help because everybody has a pig and they all get a time to help. So it's good. It's the way that works.
Miss Nancy, tell us a little bit about the importance of fresh fruit and vegetables and eating things that are local from farms.
Sure. It is very good because you know where your food came from and you know how it's grown, which is why we like doing what we're doing. We grow things organically, which means that we don't use any bug killers or any chemicals, which we think makes for healthier food. And that's what we like doing. Even the animals here, the chickens and the pigs, they get organic feed. And so that makes, we feel that makes them healthier, and the eggs they lay better, and the food that they produce for us much better as well. So that's what we believe in. But also knowing where your food comes from is an important thing that we believe in. So if we're not getting it from ourselves, we will buy our meat and our vegetables from places that we know that are local.
Thank you.
Miss Nancy and Mr. Bruce, I just want to say thank you so much. You showed us so many important things on your farm, and it showed us the importance of how hard you work and what the benefits are. And I think that all the children really enjoyed seeing the different kinds of things that you have on your farm. Pigs, turkeys, chickens, those cute little chicks, the honeybees, all the vegetables. The next time I drive from my house upstate, sometimes I drive by Cornwall where your farm is. I'm going to stop by and knock on your door.
You absolutely should do that. So we thank you so much. We love sharing what we do and what we know with everyone, especially with children. And we just want to thank everybody and have a great rest of the day. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Go inside and get cool.
Thank you. Bye.
Allison,
Thank you. Bye.
Allison, blow grandma a kiss.
Lower.
Bye, guys.
So much for everybody for joining.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.